It's difficult for most people to imagine how life must have been for those who settled the United States of America many years ago. Imagine traveling across the ocean with nothing but the clothes on your back and the hope for a better life. You brave disease, starvation, and treacherous terrain to finally settle down in a small town somewhere in the vast wilderness. You build a home, start a family, and live out the remainder of your days in peace. Or at least that's what you think will happen. Because today we'll be going through some strange stories from America that remain a mystery to this day. But first, a word from our sponsor, the Burkittsville Triangle. For decades, a triangle-shaped area of land in Maryland has been the site of unexplainable UFO sightings. The so-called Burkittsville Triangle has been the source of much speculation ever since local residents started coming forward with stories of strange lights dancing around in the sky above the woods. According to one of the many reports from July 1965, several police officers witnessed a large object hovering over the woods behind the chief's house. It was oval in shape, emitted bright flashing lights, and seemed to be under the control of an intelligent being. Several other witnesses have described seeing similar objects floating over the trees, while others claim to have seen mysterious humanoid figures covered in rubber-like skin. While many have attempted to explain away these sightings as nothing more than drunk hillbillies looking at fireflies, the number of credible witnesses makes that theory highly unlikely. And to this day, the truth behind the Burkittsville Triangle remains unknown. The Beast of Bray Road. Wisconsin has its fair share of creepy cryptids, from the Wolfman of Wisconsin to the Beast of Bray Road. The Beast of Bray Road is a werewolf-like creature said to prowl the countryside near Elkhorn, Wisconsin. It all started when a young couple reported seeing a large wolf-like creature with glowing red eyes standing on top of their car. The animal was bipedal and walked on its hind legs. It also let out a series of loud howls that sent shivers down the couple's spines. Over the years, hundreds of similar sightings have been reported, which has led many to believe that there may actually be something lurking in the shadows of Wisconsin's rural landscapes. So if you find yourself wandering through the woods alone, keep an ear out for strange howls in the night. It could be the last thing you ever hear. The Lady of the Lake. On June 1874, a group of boys were playing along the shore of White Rock Lake when they spotted the body of a woman floating in the water. The woman was wearing a white dress and a black shawl, and had a pair of black leather gloves on her hands. As the boys ran to get help, the woman's body began to drift towards the shore, revealing a pair of muddy boots on her feet and a wicker basket at her side. When the local coroner arrived, he was unable to determine a cause of death, but he did notice a pair of initials on the basket, ALO. 3 days later, a man came forward claiming the initials stood for Annie Lawrence O'Brien, a 25-year-old woman who had disappeared 3 days earlier. Unfortunately, when the police divers retrieved the body from the lake, it quickly began to decompose, making it impossible to confirm the identity. And so the mystery of the Lady of the Lake remains unsolved to this day, the phantom hitchhiker. Imagine driving down a dark and deserted road late at night when suddenly the car's dashboard lights up, signaling you have received a text message. You pull over to the side of the road and check your phone only to find a message from an unknown sender asking for a ride. Before you can respond, another car comes barreling down the road, and before you know it, it's too late. Just kidding. Okay, we all know how scary that scenario is, but it might not be as far-fetched as you think. Throughout history, there have been numerous reports of phantom hitchhikers who seem to appear out of nowhere, only to vanish just as quickly. One of the most famous cases occurred in 1966, when a man picked up a hitchhiker on a lonely stretch of highway in New Jersey. The hitchhiker asked to be dropped off several miles down the road, and as the driver approached the exit, he noticed his passenger's hand resting on a bloody knife. In a panic, the driver sped up and threw the car into overdrive, throwing the hitchhiker off balance and knocking him unconscious. When the driver stopped to check on his attacker, he found that the man had disappeared. And when the police arrived, they found no evidence that the attack had ever occurred. The Dogman of Inverness. In the early 1900s, residents of Inverness, Scotland, were terrorized by a mysterious creature that stalked the town at night. People reported seeing a large dog-like creature with glowing red eyes that attacked livestock and even chased people down the street. Many believed the beast was a werewolf, while others claimed it was a mutated wolf. Some even went as far as to say they believed it was a demon. What makes this case particularly strange is that the attacks happened over a period of several weeks, yet no one was ever able to capture or kill the beast. It eventually disappeared as quickly as it had arrived, leaving behind a legacy of fear and speculation that persists to this day. The ghost train of Santa Monica. Few things are scarier than a train rumbling down the tracks in the middle of the night. And that's exactly what people in Santa Monica, California heard in 1939. At midnight, residents reported hearing the sound of a train whistle, followed by the deafening roar of an oncoming train. But when they looked outside, they saw no train. For decades, people reported hearing the same noise every single night. But no one knew where it was coming from, or why. It wasn't until 1971 that the mystery was finally solved, when workers installing a subway tunnel beneath the city unearthed a century-old steam engine. They believed the ghost train was the engine and that it had somehow become trapped underground. The Devil's Tramping Grounds. Located in the small town of Buckingham, North Carolina, the Devil's Tramping Grounds are a strange and eerie patch of land that has been shrouded in mystery and folklore for centuries. Legend has it that the grounds are cursed and that anyone who sets foot on them will never leave alive. According to local lore, the curse was placed on the land by an African witch doctor who was brought to the area in chains. He cursed the ground before he died, and it has remained cursed ever since. Those who have dared to enter the Devil's Tramping Grounds have claimed to see strange lights, hear disembodied voices, and feel an overwhelming sense of dread. Some have even claimed to see the ghost of the witch doctor himself. Whether or not these claims are true is up for debate, but there's no denying that the Devil's Tramping Grounds are an enigma that continues to baffle and intrigue people to this day. The ghosts of the Grand Hotel. Built in 1887, the Grand Hotel in Point Clear, Alabama has a long and storied history. It has played host to many famous faces over the years, including presidents, celebrities, and even royalty. But it has also been the site of tragedy, death, and even murder. One of the most famous ghosts is that of Helen Viola, a young girl who died in the hotel in 1914. Her ghost is said to wander the halls at night, searching for her lost puppy. Then there's the ghost of John Hanson, a former slave who worked at the hotel in the early 1900s. He died in a tragic accident, and his ghost is said to haunt the basement where it happened. Despite the tragic history, guests and staff alike have reported seeing apparitions, hearing unexplained noises, and feeling sudden drops in temperature throughout the years. Whether or not these stories are true is up for debate. Still, they make for fascinating tales that add an eerie layer of mystery to the Grand Hotel's already rich history. The Suicide Bridge. Some places are just inherently creepy, like abandoned hospitals and houses with boarded-up windows. Well, bridges fall into that category too. Like the $1 Million Bridge in Pennsylvania, also known as the Suicide Bridge. It gets its name from the high number of suicides that have occurred there over the years. Many believe that once a person jumps off the bridge, their souls become trapped there forever, doomed to wander the bridge and nearby areas for eternity. Some even claim that the ghosts of those who jumped can be seen standing at the edge of the bridge, waiting for their chance to jump. Others say that the ghosts are visible on foggy nights, standing on the road below the bridge, or even walking along the sidewalks. Which story was the most surprising to you? Which place would you want to explore? Let us know in the comments below. And while you're there, make sure to hit that subscribe button, because next time we uncover even more hidden tales the world was never meant to hear.